let's move on. Let's talk about another offensive line group. Let's go to Texas again. Now, this Texas offensive line group, you lose Christian Jones at right tackle, okay?
Yeah.
But you have Kelvin Banks Jr. over there anchoring the left side. Absolutely bonkers. That was another guy like Will Campbell that came in as a true freshman. He's committed to Oregon, flipped to Texas, and he has just been a road grader ever since. He's been so good. And the other guys in this offensive line, I'll just say, are reliable. Like Jake Majors, I think he's pretty solid. I think he got some criticisms, like early in his career, but I thought last year he played fine. The last year was fine, right? And then even Hayden Connor, I think is okay. I mean, DJ Campbell. I mean, what are your thoughts on this offensive line for Texas this upcoming year?
Yeah, I love it. I mean, I highlighted just like Will Campbell highlights LSU's. Kelvin Banks might be even better than Will Campbell. He is unbelievable. He has been a stud since he just came on as a true freshman for LSU, obviously, or for Texas. Obviously, yes, losing Christian Jones does hurt for you. We like Jake Myers. We like Hayden Connors. I love DJ Campbell. I think he's going to be a guy that's really going to rise up boards. Former five-star guy, big dude. Really excited to see what he can do. And then at right tackle, it sounds like it's going to be Cameron Williams, who started at right tackle, by the way, a year ago in place of Cameron Jones, who was hurt. Not Cameron Jones,
Christian
Christian
Jones.
Jones, who was hurt in that Kansas State game. By the way, they ran for 6.2 yards per carry, right, against a pretty good defense in Kansas State.
Dude, and
Uh,
Cameron Williams is huge.
Enormous.
Huge. If you slide
It,
him into guard there, and you have him and you have DJ Campbell in that guards, like the sheer amount of weight that you have. I mean, you're averaging like what, 360 pounds, 300 almost in your guard positions alone. Like that's crazy. That's nuts.
yeah, to be honest, I mean, Cameron Williams listed at 360. I think he's a little bit bigger than that. I would not be surprised to see that
Yeah.
at all.
But I
Campbell's
mean,
huge as well.
so, but so what would you expect this offensive line to look like? Do you think Cameron Williams is going to be playing right tackle, or do uh
Yeah.
you think that's what the case going to be? So it's going to be Cameron Williams and DJ Campbell. Are they going to be on the same side?
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, that makes sense. I
Because
know. Obviously, your right tackle. I mean, he's kind of a prototypical right tackle.
because Hayden Connor
Um,
played left guard, like so you're sliding DJ Campbell in at so I guess you're like right guard, and so you have the absolute mass that you're going to have on that right side is going to be absolutely bonkers. You
yeah,
know.
Campbell played right guard all last year, and was really nice for them. Yeah, I think that's awesome, and a team that's yes, the flash that Sarkisian gets, and that Worthy and A.D. Mitchell and Jatavion Sanders and Quinn Ewers, all the highlights that and the hype that they get deservingly so. Steve Sarkisian loves to run the football. He loves to run the
Well,
football.
except against Washington, but
Yeah, I get that. I get that. But in terms of like what his identity wants to be,
Yes,
that
correct.
was crazy. I think his roots are he wants to run the football. And I think he realizes moving the SEC, like you have to do that to be able to run the football, to have any kind of chance with the pass rushers. We talked about A&M's D line group. Like you do not want to play them come, Thanksgiving and not be able to run the football. And I think this all line gives you that opportunity to do that.
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty nuts the kind of depth that you have in this running back room too. It's not as deep as it was last year, but it's gonna be good. Like CJ Baxter is a dude, guys, is a dude, and with the mass on this Texas offensive line, like we can expect CJ Baxter to be probably statistically one of the better running backs in the SEC. Absolutely, I have no doubts about that. As much as that hurts me to say as an Aggie, he's gonna be really good. He is gonna be really good. Right? So, and then also in that running back, you still got is Savion Red still there, or did he transfer out of there?
Red is gone. It's Jaden Blue,
Jaden
the other
Blue. Oh,
color.
yeah, who also averaged 6 yards a carry. I mean, just whatever, casually. I mean, yeah, sure, you lose Jonathan Brooks, but you were fine without him at the end of the season. You were fine. You were fine. So
I do
it
want
is going to be nuts.
I want to throw in a little bit more, a little bit what gives Texas, I think, might give them the edge, especially if Cameron Williams does work out at right tackle. I think what gives them the edge is they've got Cole Hudson, a guy with experience who played a lot as a true freshman instead of DJ Campbell, who got hurt last spring. and ended up having to, kind of part of the reason why he sat out, or why Campbell kind of thrust forward into that right guard position. But Hudson gives you versatility in that interior line with versatility and I'm sorry, experience as well, to give you that six offensive lineman that is going to be important because O-line guys go down, guys get hurt, guys get banged up, or if you want to bring in a six O lineman for certain packages or whatnot. I think it's really nice to have a piece like that still on your roster in 2024.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, we can expect this offense to be, do I dare say, we can expect it to be a top 20 offense, right? Do I dare say top 15 in the country?
I think with a lot of people leaving quarterback wise, I think it's kind of wide open. I would not be surprised top 15 wise. Now, yes, you have to hit on all your transfers, or at least some of them at the wide receiver position. But I still like your depth with Jonte Cook, Ryan Wingo. But it's also about keeping Quinn Ewers upright and keep him healthy. Because last couple of years has not really been the case. And Malik Murphy's had to play last year. Obviously everyone remembers the Hudson Card experiment against Alabama 2 years ago. Quinn Ewers is a guy that has to stay upright for you to do some damage. Yes, Archie Manning flashed, all that stuff. I'm really excited to see what he can do in the future. But this is Quinn Ewers' team. The best chance to win a national title for Texas, which, by the way, is the expectation this year, or is a realistic goal, I would say. Maybe not the expectation because who knows what the expectation is for anyone to win a national title, but to compete for one, absolutely. Quinn Ewers is your best chance to do that. Keeping him upright is of the utmost priority and being able to run the football. And the part of keeping Quinn Ewers healthy is being able to run the football, not having to throw the ball 30, 40 times a game. You can throw the ball 27 times a game, 25 times a game. And the play action pass can be beautiful. The RPR game can be beautiful because of that successful and the powerful running game you have with the big boys up front. Part of the reason why, again, we talked about earlier in the show, we introed this. So it was like teams and position groups that are going to influence college football races in conferences, in the playoffs, and all this stuff. Like Texas O line, do not get it mistaken. This is a massive group in the SEC and therefore after.
Yeah. And listen to these teams that they got to play. Well, in terms of offensive line, defensive line matchups, Michigan, Georgia, and Texas A&M. I mean, that it's gonna be absolute clash of the Titans. I'm very excited to watch those games and see how Texas offensive line fares against those schools. And I think it could work out. I think it could work out. I mean, they were good. They were a good group last year, so no reason that they can't take another step this year.
And DJ Campbell versus Kenny Grant and Mason Graham is going to be awesome. I
Right.
cannot wait. Just pure masses. Just
Oh, boom. I
it's going
love
to be
that.
awesome. If you love O line, you love big boys. It's going to be great to watch early in the season.
Actually, was that like week 3? Fantastic.